Hello, welcome to Christ-Centered Gamers' latest unboxing. And this is something I'm actually really excited to review. So this is the EnGenius, where's that logo? Cloud 7 2x3x3 Lite. This is EnGenius's latest affordable tri-band indoor access point. My understanding is that this is just an access point, so you still need a router. So it's not a router, it's an access point only. Designed for small business or professional or home users like me who happen to be prosumer, I guess, because I do IT as a day job, so I'm pretty technical, so I should be able to utilize this pretty well. It supports up to 100 clients for this one access point, which is pretty good. There's certainly more than my house, even though I probably get to around 30 something. Still not 100. Um, this is, it supports EnGenius's cloud management system, which I don't know too much about. Part of the experience of learning, playing with this is going to be learning that. I don't know how much management it has versus a home style access point. I'm hoping it's pretty significant and interesting. Um, I don't know if it requires the cloud to manage or if there's only the cloud option. So these are all things I'm going to be exploring. But one thing that is really neat about this is it is a PoE powered only or a 12-volt adapter. Thank you, EnGenius, for sending not only this to review, but also this PoE injector so I can utilize it. One of the things I'm going to be testing, this PoE injector is actually a 1 gigabit model, but I've read online that it might work with 2.5, so we'll see. And that'll be one of the things I test, and whether I have to buy my own, I'll let you know in the written review. So PoE is basically power over Ethernet, for those who don't know. Basically, you can use an Ethernet cord to power devices. And this is one of those devices, which is great. It makes things a lot simpler, wiring simpler. You just run Ethernet. You don't have to worry about running AC as well. That makes a lot of things a lot easier. And I'm actually really happy about that feature. And I already ran Ethernet to where I plan on testing it. So that won't be a problem. I'll just use this injector and that'll be that. So let me just pull this out of the bag. It's got a pretty standard little power adapter on the injector. And again, I'm not going to be reviewing the injector other than to say does it work or not, but it allows wall mounting. This one, I believe, is a 30 watt. It's 54 volt, 0.6 amps. So that's around 30 watts. Should be pretty close to that. As you can see here, it's got a little power LED and then a PoE and a LAN port. So basically, LAN port in, power over Ethernet port out. It carries the data with it, but it has additional power, basically. So that's the PoE ejector. And this is the glorious access point. So it looks pretty small. I'm guessing it's not physically intimidating, but I guess we'll find out shortly. Let me go ahead and cut up both of these pieces of tape on it. Um, from what I understand, EnGenius is a fairly well-known company that makes, prosumer equipment or SOHO equipment similar to Ubiquiti. So pretty cool. I hadn't worked with their equipment before this. I had worked with some Ubiquiti stuff in the past, but not like my church uses it and a few other things. So anyway, so I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about this. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we have here just a box. It's pretty basic. We have quick start and mobile app, which I believe I need the mobile app to configure it, at least initially. We've got, I'll bring this a little bit closer so you can see everything. There we go. And then let me take this off, and that is the access point. So there we go. This is pretty interesting. There's not a whole lot to this. Oh, what's this? I'll have to see what's in this box. So this is a very simple, small, looks like it's meant for ceiling mounting or wall mounting. It's got just little eye hooks for a nail or a screw. It's got a 2.5 gig LAN PoE port, 12 volt BC, and a reset button on the inside right there. Hopefully you can see that. There really isn't a whole lot to it. I noticed it has a power light, a LAN light, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz little lights on the top. For those who don't know, Wi-Fi 7, one of the things it adds is improved 6 gigahertz support. So 2.4 is pretty old. It's been there since the beginning of Wi-Fi. 5 gigahertz was added on, well, actually 802.11a, I think was 5 gigahertz, I think. And then it became popular around the N time frame and got better with Wi-Fi 6 is really optimal. That's what I'm currently running in my house is Wi-Fi 6 with ASUS equipment. 6 gigahertz was introduced with Wi-Fi 6E, and then 7 they totally redid the encoding, much better speeds, and it also allows you to use multiple bands at once, which I'm pretty sure this supports. So you can use 5 and 6 gigahertz together to combine the bandwidth to get well over a gigabit. I think you can actually, depending on how many channels, I think this is triple, but depending on how many channels you combine together, I think you can get even over 2 gigabit. 2 gigabit. I think the maximum is over 6 or something like that, which you need really high-end equipment to take advantage of. But this supports 2.5 gig LAN, so that is pretty much your limit. But even that is quite good. My existing equipment is pretty high-end consumer equipment, and I'll be comparing it against that. I have Wi-Fi 6 high-end ASUS routers. So I have the one router acting as a secondary access point, and which uses a 2.5 gig back channel uplink, and then the main one. So I think one of my top end one is quad band Wi-Fi 6. So I'm going to be comparing the best of Wi-Fi 6 consumer gear, pretty much ASUS stuff, high end stuff, probably $1,000 worth of equipment with this $200 access point. So I'm really excited. This could potentially entirely change how I do my home wireless. So if this is awesome, I may get more. I may use this instead. I don't know. I'm really excited about this. So this could potentially transform how I do my home Wi-Fi. And let's find out what's in this little box. I don't know what I'm expecting, but it looks like it's mounting hardware. Okay, so we've got these two little clips. I'm not sure. I'm guessing they clip to the inside right here. Yeah, it looks like that's what they do. So you can mount them to something and then slide it right there and it'll clip to something. I'm not entirely sure what it's for and why there's two of them, but that's what we got. And then a couple little mollies and a screw kit right there, and that's it. So there's not much more to show you. I would have to plug it in, turn it on, connect it to my network, download the app, all that kind of stuff. And see what the quick start guide is all about. So there's going to be a fair amount of research as far as my end of it. But please look forward to the written review. And I'm excited to review this. This is something I'm really excited about. I am, just to let you guys know, this is my first access point review, but it's really not. I've reviewed at least 2 other routers, and since I do IT for my day job, I have a pretty good understanding of networking. Maybe not to the level of a dedicated network engineer, but I'm no dummy. So I think I'll be able to give this a really good fair shake. So please look forward to my written review. Take care, God bless, and have a great day.